At this time, please welcome to the podium Mike Swallow, co-founder and president of Neopat.
How's everyone doing? Is this thing on? How's everyone doing tonight? You guys ready to rock and roll? How about that choir? I just had the chance to talk to them backstage. They were so excited. And one of the things that we try to promote in Neopat is promotion of patriotism for the kids, so they understand the importance of America and the importance of the sacrifices of our military men and women. And tonight they got the opportunity to experience that. So thank you for being very courteous to them, and they did a fantastic job. So I want to start off by thanking a few people. I want to thank Ray Liptak and his whole team that does the audio and visual. They did a fantastic job with the lighting. I want to thank Jen Chernisky and Genesis Associates, who since November have been focused on running this event. Is Jennifer Hartman around? Jennifer, come over here, Jennifer. Come over here. So Jennifer Hartman, I just have to bring her out. She's going to kill me for doing this. Jennifer, come on out. So Jennifer runs this event, and today is Jennifer's birthday. So we're not going to sing happy birthday because we don't have enough time, and you told me I got to pick up my speech a little faster. But I did want to let you know that 2 years ago she had twins and was carrying twins while she worked on the Neopat event, and her dedication to this mission and this cause is unbelievable. And I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
She said she's going to kill me. That's good. That won't be the first time that's happened. So I want to thank all the volunteers that are here this evening, that have worked on other events, that work on this event. As you can imagine, an event of this size, it takes a lot of effort. I want to especially mention Steve and Maria Menarchek, who I found out when I got here today was not in the program, and they should have been, as somebody that's a volunteer. They helped us with our auction and raffle items, and so I want to thank them for that as well. I want to thank all of you, the Southeast Harley folks in the back corner. They're raffling off that beautiful bike. Folks, they started 2 months ago, and they're going to go all the way to July, going to bike events and going to different events to help us raise tens of thousands of dollars to support military families. So we thank them for being here. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank you for being here this evening, because without you being here, without your support, we wouldn't have Neopat, and we wouldn't be able to do the things that we're doing in the community. I want to thank the board. Guys, we're on this journey together. I get the chance to come up here and represent you. It's an absolute honor, and I appreciate all that you've done this year. As we look back and we think about tonight's a night of honor. An honor for those that have represented our country and that serve our country to represent all that is right in America. And so at this time, I would ask that if you served in the military currently or in the past, if you could please stand up so you could be recognized by everybody in attendance. Thank you. Tonight is also a night of remembrance. Remembrance for those that have served and that are no longer with us this evening. And I would like to tell you about a gentleman by the name of Frank Scholes. Frank is a gentleman that served in World War II. And 2 weeks ago, he passed away at the age of 96 years of age. And we've had the opportunity to have World War II veterans join us. And there's 16 million Americans that served in World War II. And there's less than 700,000 that are currently living. On average, every 4 minutes, somebody from World War II in the United States passes away. And so Frank has an amazing story. One of the great things that's about Neopat that's fascinating is that you get to learn about history. And in 1943, in the Mediterranean Sea, Frank was on a cargo ship, on the HMT Rona. And on that day, a German submarine sank his ship, and more than 1,100 Americans passed away in this tragedy. And Frank was one of the few people left in the United States that was there that day. And so we want to honor and remember him. His grandson is in the attendance tonight, a good friend of ours, Matt Carver, from many of the board members. He's a longtime supporter. So in honor of Frank and for all those that have served that are no longer with us, I would like to take this moment and have a moment of silence with all of you. Please bow your heads. Thank you. 2016 is a year of reflection. 3 weeks ago, I celebrated my 40th birthday. And anybody that's ever celebrated a milestone birthday in your life, you realize it's a time of reflection, where you were, where you're going, the people that got you there, what's important in life. And you realize that life is going by way too fast. And I think all of you have told me, when you have young kids, you say, it just goes by quicker and quicker each year. And so I remembered a conversation I had 15 years ago when I was given some advice. And said, the only way that you can slow down time is if you're everly present. If you're so present and you're so in the moment, you can remember all that you've done. And so I'm going to ask all of you to join me right now, and let's get everly present. Let's get everly present on this moment in time when we had the opportunity to get together and celebrate and honor and remember true heroes. I want to ask you to remember this evening and the time that we spent. And 2016 was also a point of reflection for Neopat. Neopat celebrated its 5-year anniversary on January 1st. And I'm proud to say that during that time, we've donated over $800,000 directly and indirectly to impact the community, to promote patriotism and support military families. And we could not have done it without your help. And I want to thank all of you and give yourselves a round of applause. We supported over 24 not-for-profits that support military families. We've helped over 6,000 military families, given away over 56 scholarships, and we've done it all with all your support. So the question we have to ask ourselves is 5 years, or where are we going to be 5 years from today? When we set on this journey, we didn't know it would be this big, this fast. We didn't know we'd be the largest financial supporter of military families in the community. But now we have a responsibility to continue to press on and do more. We've learned a lot over these last 5 years. We understand that there's gaps in leadership, in connecting our military veterans that return home and enter civilian life. We know that there's gaps in employment, health, housing. We know we have a problem with homelessness. And so the board's been focused on trying to develop a plan for the next 5 years, so that 5 years from today, Neopat isn't just an organization that's a startup that's supported by 200 plus corporations and 1,200 families like yourself. But Neopat's here for perpetuity. It's here to serve the community and serve our local military families for generations to come. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to be focused on taking what we've learned, and we're going to continue on so we can make a bigger difference in the community. And one of the challenges that we have is that up till now, our model has been that 100% of the money that we raise goes to our mission. If you come to our event, we pay for fundraising or event costs, but if you make a financial donation, 100% of your money goes to promoting patriotism and supporting military families. And I'm proud to say that 2016 will be no different. The board has decided to do the same thing that we've always done. And the board and their companies will pay all the overhead costs of the organization, and we'll continue our 100% model with a twist. Because in the next 90 days, for the first time, Neopat's going to go from an all-volunteer organization, and we're going to hire our first-time full-time employee. And we're going to do that through a partnership with the Dalton Foundation. The Dalton Foundation has committed $75,000 a year, up to $75,000 a year in a matching grant for 3 years for the sole purpose of us being able to establish the full-time employees that we need and to help us market ourselves in the community so we can attract other dollars, so we can maintain our 100% model. And this is a game changer of all game changers for Neopat, because we're going from volunteer to full-time, which means we're gonna be able to make an even bigger impact than we've done so far. And it's super amazing to have the Dalton Foundation on board. Ray Dalton wanted to be here this evening. Unfortunately, he had a commitment with a wedding, but he wanted to provide this quote. And I won't read the quote, but I'll share a quick story about Ray. Ray's a serial entrepreneur. He's sold 9 businesses in his career. He's a civic leader and an international philanthropist. And he grew up in Compton, LA. And just like all of us in this room, he has a story that connects him to the military. And his story is that he was in Compton, LA, and he was a young man, and he was in trouble. And the judge told him, you go to the military, or you're going to jail. And Ray said, I'm going to join the Air Force. And he credits the Air Force with making him who he is as a man. He credits the Air Force for saving his life. And this is his way of giving back and to support local families. And so we're honored to have not only Ray's financial contribution, but his mentoring and his relationships that he's going to offer to us. And this is going to allow us to do so many great things in the community. I just can't put it into words to describe the feeling that we all had when we found out they would partner with us. And so what's amazing about this is that we need to do more work. We could take the easy way out. We could have kept doing what we're doing. We could have made what we were doing just as good as that before. We would have still been the #1 charity and not-for-profits in the community for supporting military. But we got a bigger mission. We have a bigger why. But we need all of your help. Last year, I sat on this stage and we talked about the Neopat movement. We talked about how this movement has been gaining steam each and every year. And this Neopat movement is nothing more than inertia. I got up on stage last year and I asked you to help us with Facebook. Get the message out into the community. We went from 1,000 likes to over 3,400 likes, and we're growing at about 200 to 300 a month. And for those of you that are on Facebook, what you know about that is that allows us to communicate with the community. It allows us to do things and get the word out about where we have needs. I challenge you to help us find families that need support. You're going to learn about the Ancona family this evening and the Santiago family. They came to us through Neopat supporters. The Ancona family here has brought their 4 beautiful young children with them. And so what I would ask all of you to do, if you wouldn't mind, is that if you're at the bar and these young adults join you at the bar, clear the way and get them a ginger ale or pop or whatever they need, and make sure they got a clear path. Is that a deal? All right. I told you I'd take care of you guys. So here's what's amazing. The other thing we need is we need to get the word out. You see a military person in person, you see them at a subway, walk up and shake their hand and thank them for their service. For anybody that's ever served in the military, that's the sweetest noise, that sweetest conversation you could ever hear, is somebody just appreciating what you've done. But we have a bigger reason why we need to do this. A much bigger reason why. And last year I shared with you that 110 men and women in the last 12 years, serving from Northeast Ohio, the 20-county area that we cover, paid the ultimate sacrifice with their lives, protecting our freedom, protecting our liberty, and protecting what's great about America in this world. These young men are the reason why we do what we do. These young men didn't stop. These men didn't say, you know what, we did good enough. These young men said, we were going to sign up as volunteers, and we're going to serve with honor, we're going to serve with passion, and we're going to serve with love. And I don't know about you, but many of their families are with us this evening. And it's an absolute honor to have you all here. We've shared tears together. We've shared hugs. And I'm here to tell you that we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop because we're going to be here to honor your sons your brothers, your friends. We're going to do it because that's what they would have wanted us to do. They wanted us to help others, those that return home, that freedom is not free. And these men have our attention. We will never forget them. And I can share with you Scott Hamilton, Donna Squires, Terry and Jen Davis, Gino and Lisa Zimmer, Steve Toohey, Randy and Kathy Enlich. I know that we can never repair the hole in your heart. But you can count on us to do everything we can to fill it back up. And so I have a dream that in 10, 15, 20 years from today, you're going to read about something that this organization has done. You're going to see us at an event, and you're going to remember back to this day, in this moment, because you were everly present. And you're going to remember that not only were you there the night that the quality of the lives of our local military families are going to improve for the better in Northeast Ohio. Not only will you remember this evening, but you'll remember that you were part of it. God bless our troops. God bless these men. God bless their families. And God bless the United States of America. I hope you have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.